The history curriculum that I have chosen to teach this upcoming school year is Ancient History Year 1 from Biblioplan. Today, I am going to be sharing with you the curriculum that we have chosen for history and literature for my upcoming 6th grader and 8th grader. The history curriculum that I have chosen to teach this upcoming school year is Ancient History Year 1 from Biblioplan. Biblioplan right now on their website are giving for free the first 3 weeks of each one of their years. So for year 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can go up on their website now and download the first 3 weeks of each program of each textbook for free. And I completely recommend for you to do that so you can see just how amazing the scope of work is and just everything that they have to offer. There are 2 textbooks. One is called Remember the Days and the other one is called Consider the Years. Consider the Year is for older grades, more specifically from 8th grade until high school. Now, let's start with their textbook, Remember the Days. I purchased one textbook for each one of my students. I have 2 daughters, one in 6th, one in 8th, and I purchased them each a textbook because I want them each to work at their own pace. They each read at different levels, and so I don't want them to feel like they need to wait on their sister to finish their assignment because one of them is using the textbook, or the other one needs to read faster because the other sister needs it, and so forth. So I just thought it would be better for all of us to have one textbook for each student. And then when I will be reading from the textbooks, I will just grab one of them and read, and the other one can just listen or follow along. Another thing that I will be doing is I will be purchasing their audiobook from their website. I will be purchasing the audiobook for those mornings or those school days when I won't be able to read from the textbook for them. They will be able to listen to the audiobook and follow along in their textbook if they desire, or we can listen along together as a family. My intention or my goal is to have history be part of our morning time routine. The master planner of Biblioplan. This is what they call their Lesson Plans Plus. And in here is where you will find your schedule for everything. I already went ahead and tabbed up each one of our units. And over here, I separated the table of contents and then the huge resource list that they provide for us. You can use it for grades kindergarten to 12th grade. It has all of the resources that you will need. It has optional resources. It has lists of literature guides, movies, audiobooks, books, everything that you can imagine to truly bring you into the experience of studying ancient history. The next thing that I purchased was the discussion guide. And this is optional. However, I decided to go ahead and purchase it because I really like the idea of having a guide to discuss what we are reading and what we are learning about with my students. It has a ton of different questions and reviews and just things to get the discussion going. The next thing I purchased was their timeline book. This is the timeline for ancient history. And this timeline book is divided by pictures. It has the pictures, and then it has the sections in the front to paste or tape the pictures into it. And I purchased just one for my girls because I want them to share this and take turns in cutting out the pictures and in pasting them. You can absolutely purchase one per student if you desire each one of them to have one, or if you know that your students work at different pace, or if they will be doing this history curriculum completely independently. The next thing I purchased for them that we will be using is the Cool History for Middles workbook. So this is the workbook for year 1 Ancients from Biblioplan, and this is for grades 3 to 8. They have workbooks for littles, which is for kindergarten to 2nd grade, if your kindergartner knows how to write, or maybe you can just use it to ask them the questions and have them think about it and try to answer, and you can write in the answers for them. Or you can use also the advanced history, the Cool History for Advanced, I believe that's what it's called, I'm not sure, but that one is for the older students. So it is for grades 8 all the way until high school. This is just simply questions, challenge questions for them to answer after they have read the section from the textbook. They have Cool History for Littles, fits grades K to 2. That is with Remember the Days, the textbook that I have. They have Cool History for Middles for grades 3 to 8, also for Remember the Days. They have Cool History for Upper Middles for grades 8 to 10, which is that goes with Consider the Years. And they have Cool History for Advanced grades 10 to 12, which is for Consider the Years. So it just honestly depends on what level your student is on and what you think works best for them. I purchased their hands-on maps for middles. And this is just different maps that go along with the reading and different activities that they have to do along the map. So labeling bodies of water, labeling cities, coloring certain sections and things like that. That can be found here. And this I did purchase for each one of my students as well. I want them each to have their own hands-on maps. I'm very excited to incorporate everything together. Our devotional time, our Bible time, our prayer time in the morning, our morning basket, along with the things that we will be reading for history. These are the books that we will be focusing on as part of our literature. So I will flip the camera around and show you how I divided up the books by unit study. Okay, friends, so I finished separating the literature that we'll be reading by unit. So there are 6 units in our Ancient History Year 1 curriculum from Biblioplan. And I used here my lesson plans plus resource guide, and I went through it. And prior to this, I had already ordered the books that I wanted to read with the girls, or that I wanted them individually to read. And so now I separated them by unit, and in unit 1, we will be reading, or my goal is to read all of these books by the end of the school year. Some of them we will be reading together as a family during our family morning time, or I will be reading them out loud to them. Others, I will have them reading on their own. So for unit 1, we are going to be reading these. This is a picture book, Gilgamesh the King. We will be reading these books about Egypt or ancient Egypt. We will be reading Mystery of the Egyptian Scroll. This one has really good reviews on it, and it seems like it will be very fun to read. And we will be reading Adam and His Kin, The Lost History of Their Lives and Times. So this one is pretty interesting. It gives you kind of like the historical aspect of Adam, and it writes it in a very creative way. So I am looking forward to reading this one out loud with them. And these, I might have them just work on it on their own. Or if we do have time, I would definitely love to read it out loud with them as well. For unit 2, we will be reading The Egyptian Princess, the Egyptian Cinderella. It's a picture book. And this most likely I will also read along with my kindergartner. We will be reading Mara, Daughter of the Nile by Eloise McGraw. And we'll be reading Tirza by Lucille Travis. For Unit 3, we will be reading Little Miriam of Galilee and also Adara. And as you can see, these books are historical books. You know, they have to do with the history or the time period that we will be studying. For Unit 4, we will be reading Within the Palace Gates. This is about Nehemiah from the Bible. And we will be reading God King, a story in the days of King Hezekiah. So my goal, like I said, is to get through these books, and we will do the best that we can. And now for Unit 5, we will be reading The Silk Route, 7,000 Miles of History. We will be reading Cleopatra. Very pretty book, picture book. We will be reading about Archimedes. I hope I pronounced that correctly. This one from The Good and the Beautiful. And we will be reading The Ides of April. So these units are spread out across 6 weeks. So we have 6 weeks to finish each pile of books. And I hope that we can get to it. So for the last unit, we will be reading Beyond the Desert Gate, which is the sequel to The Ides of April, and Vinegar Boy. I hope I was able to give you some sort of inspiration if you are needing some ideas for history for this year for your middle schoolers or even for your little ones, and that you look into Biblioplan if you have never heard of it before, and go into the website. I will be linking it down below, and just search and give it a try, and you might be surprised. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next